fraternity who have taken their time out to participate in this webinar. Indeed, we as teachers are showing the path of adaptation and forbearance with innovation as key for success during this time of the pandemic. I invite our principal, Dr. J. Nageswar Rao Garu, to preside over the function. But for now, let us start with the program with a prayer song. I invite Kartika, Faculty of English in our college, to start with the prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmir Puravasini Vamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidyadanam Sadevine Ya Shraddha Dharana Medha Vagdevi Vidhi Vallabha Bhattajivagrasadana Yamadi Gunadayini Namami Yaminim Nadha Lekhalankrita Kuntalam Bhavanim Bhavatantapa Nirvapana Sudhanavim Bhadrakarye Namo Nityam Saraswatyai Namo Namaha Veda Vedanga Vedanta Vidyasthane Jayavata.
Thank you very much, Kartika. Now, I request our principal to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to all the participants to this webinar being conducted by our Internal Quality Assurance Cell on challenges in higher education for the stakeholders in post-COVID-19 by inviting our beloved UGC member, Professor G. Gopal Reddy Garu. He is a member. It is not an exaggeration if I say that he is the academician who has visited and inspected higher education institutions of India more than anyone in the country and brought the real meaning for the membership of UGC. On behalf of Keshav Memorial Institute of Commerce and Sciences, I welcome you, sir, to speak and guide all of us on this appropriate and needy topic of the day. Keshav Memorial Institute of Commerce and Sciences was established 25 years back and celebrating Silver Jubilee year, hosted by Keshav Memorial Educational Society, which is now President Sri L. Narasimha Reddy Garu is guiding all of us, and which was founded by Vinayak Rao Vidyalankar in 1940, before independence of India, when Hyderabad was under the rule of Nizam, and the name of his father, Sri Keshav Rao Koratkar. Presently, the college is having all the groups of commerce, sciences, and having PG courses in organic chemistry, analytical chemistry, mathematics, statistics, and MCOM, branded as one of the top 10 colleges of the Telangana state, trying to give quality education for the students with discipline and Indian values. Discussions always give us positive solutions through which we can start planning, followed by execution of the resolutions in critical situations to face the challenges. For the last 6 months, the world is being shaken because of coronavirus, which pushed every field into the worst condition ever. Life of the people has become fearful. Everyone became panic. Lakhs and lakhs of people are affected. Thousands are dead across the world. Economic growth of the countries is in reverse angle. Every business and stakeholders are affected heavily. Because of the leadership of India, under the guidance of our Honorable beloved Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, the effect of COVID-19 is slowed down, through which people are understanding the methods of keeping themselves away from the dangerous pandemic virus COVID-19, following the guidelines of World Health Organization, Government of India, ICMR, and other health organizations of India, which are involved to make the people aware about the situation. As academicians, we are all more worried of our educational system, which is affected more than any other organization, in which nearly 30 crore people, that is 1/4 of Indian population, are involved. We Indians always believe in traditional classroom educational system, but now because of physical distance method, we are all panic. Parents do not want to send their children to the institutions. Students who are habituated to classroom traditional educational system are struggling to sit in front of their smartphones, laptops, or desktops for academics. Teachers who can teach effectively are not showing interest in online teaching. Universities, policymakers, and governments are struggling to plan further to bring the traditional educational system onto the main tracks, giving the importance of online educational teaching methods. In this critical situation, we are happy that Professor G. Gopal Reddy Garu, member University Grants Commission, has come forward to explain the present day challenges for all the stakeholders and suggest the steps to be taken further to explore the knowledge from all the directions. What we always say, the world is the classroom, learn from it, has become a fact now. Let us experience and enjoy, which is inevitable. I once again welcome you, sir, and all the participants, and thank you for attending this webinar being organized by our IQAC, led by Ms. Uma Devi, Senior English Faculty Member of our college. Thank you, madam, for arranging this wonderful program. I request you to carry on by introducing our beloved speaker of the day, Sri Professor Gopal Reddy Garu. Thank you, madam.
Friends, as already principal of this college explained, we are passing through worst ever seen situation in our lifetime. Due to the coronavirus, 2019, the whole world is shattered. In all fields, education is not an exemption. That we have to keep in our mind. My dear friends, we used to feel that we are supreme, we have conquered everything. The notion of human supremacy is over nature. Progress with science and technology, the power of nuclear weapons, space research, modern healthcare system, artificial intelligence, all have been shattered. The invisible virus could shatter the confidence of entire world, including Europe and the United States of America and other countries together. This we, as a teachers, it is our responsibility more than any other citizen of the world. We have to convert this crisis into a moment of life affirmation, challenge us into opportunities. Friends, this is the worst time why I am telling is after 1920, yes, we have read in the history, this is the worst time what history speaks. The world, the entire world is facing a challenge and the social insecurity to the people, uncertainty, depression, anxiety, all are being affected to the humankind. At a time, 1920, the whole world global economy was $1 trillion. Today it is $40 trillion. Over a period of time, this 4 months period, for more than quarter period, and we have lost 1/4 of global economy is shattered to the world. At this juncture, we have to be careful and assertive and committed to the cause of this nation. And we have seen several things, several situations, world situations also, and we couldn't assess the outbreak of the COVID in spite of improvements and developments in biology and healthcare, energy and environment, information technology, artificial intelligence, public health, and many other things. In spite of it also, we couldn't gauge the situation. Even as the world confronting the challenges of infectious disease, no one can predict what will be the next century's technology. That is a question mark. My dear friends, as a teacher, Sarvepalli Radhakrishna once said, education system depends on the quality of teachers, effective teaching, and learning processes. The things may so we have to keep in our mind, my dear friends, the vastness of this country, the enrollment in the నాకు వినిపిస్తలేదు Okay. The vastness of this great nation, 130 crores population, is almost equal to more than 40 countries of the world. More than 40 countries of the world. So you know how the Europe is in crisis, how the United States of America is in crisis. All these well-developed countries, progressed nations with a well-defined healthcare system, they all shattered today. And we are 130 crores population, and at any given point of time, 3.7 crores population are enrolled in the higher education system of this great nation. It is equivalent to many states in India. 60 lakh faculty members is a very big strength of this great nation. Recently, while speaking, while addressing the NAC webinar program, the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Government of India, Ramesh Pokhriyal ji said, 16 lakh warriors, he called and he defined us as the warriors of the education system. So we are very strong, 16 lakh faculty in this country. We as a teacher are more responsible than anyone. We have to change to the changing requirements, and it is the time for us, all of us, to take up an utmost aspect in our life, that is the confidence building measure among all the stakeholders in the higher education system, especially the students, those who are enrolled in the higher education system, 3.7 crore students in this country, and their parents. We have to build them confidence in their minds. They are worried about the future of the next academic year. They are worried about the examinations, how to complete the examination. If at all the government is willing to organize the examination, how to send the students. As our principal also was telling earlier in his introduction, teachers are afraid, students are afraid, parents are afraid, and everybody is in a confusing mood, what to do, how to proceed. And if we lose the academic year, what is the situation? That's what they are all facing, all sorts of the questions. My dear friends, education system we have designed, syllabus we have designed, examinations we have planned, and teaching classes, working hours, everything is in our hands. In a situation like this, we can change the earlier traditional system, and we can come to the conclusion that, and in whichever way we want it, because we have to change the natural philosophy, nature law. And the situation we are facing is an uncertain situation. At this juncture, we have to plan for the future in whichever way is suitable for the entire country, entire nation, the society. And that's what we have to take. And academic field includes teachers, students, management, colleges, universities, and parents. Vishwaguru, we all know, by establishing the world level institutions like Nalanda, Takshashila, Ujjain, Vikramshila. This is recorded by not by Indian authors, and Chinese authors recorded, and we have seen. From the world over, students come to India to learn in those days. After independence, the traditional or the conventional education system we have taken up, starting up around 20 universities and 200 colleges at the particular point of time. Now we have grown to 50,000 40,000 colleges, 1,000 standalone institutions, 1,000 universities, 3.7 crore students at any given point of time. And education also went into radical changes. Conventional education system they have even switched over to the open university system. Now we have already started the online education system. University Grants Commission started many programs through the MOOCs and many other programs. But they didn't get popularity as today everyone is looking toward that portals only. And now we are turning towards the digital education system, compulsory one, because of this pandemic situation. So friends, the whatever digital education system we are planning to reach the students, is not a new, but it's a old one. But because of the conventional education system which we had, we didn't concentrate much on it. In the last 60 to 70 days, in this pandemic situation, everybody is more or less familiar with the digital education, and everything is going on in a digital mode, whether it is a business, whether it is a conference, whether it is an educational activity, or whatever it is, everything is being done through the webinar system. Where when this IT revolution, IT boom came into being, and we have started thinking in terms of the whole world is a small village. But today, it is really a whole world is a small village. We are discussing the things which we are supposed to discuss elsewhere in the world, sitting together. But from various countries, people joining together and discussing, taking decisions, whether it is academic issue, business issue, political issue, social issue, healthcare system, whatever it is. People are being connected to the digital mode. So it is inevitable for all of us. We have to think in realistic terms that we have to we should be in a position to go for the digital system. Being a rural based country like India, we have problems. That problems also we can come across. See, whenever there is a necessity, definitely will be coming. For example, when we have started, the COVID problem started in India, everybody was panicking, entire world was panicking, what to do, how to do. In spite of well-developed healthcare system, the entire world collapsed, and India sustained the pandemic COVID of 2019 because of the strong will of the mind. That is inbuilt mindset of the people of this country which we have. Today, there was a challenging situation for the sanitizers, plus medical facilities, and all other things which were not there at the time of pandemic COVID. Everything was restored, everything was prepared, and when it became a challenge, we are preparing the sanitizers, we are preparing the masks, we are preparing the ventilators, and low cost ventilators also being prepared by the people. Not only that, all these years we were depending on communication system. We are today, every individual is having more than one telephone, at least minimum one is there, and we are using several apps. These apps are being developed by various other countries, not by us. Because of the compulsion, today we are in a position to develop even apps for the phones which we are using today. So the situation is forcing us, and we are second to none. We can do whatever we want, but the only thing is, all these years the seriousness was lacking. That is the reason we are in a position to develop our own apps also, and all sorts of the digital education system also we are not in a position to develop. Friends, the digital education system, though we are not familiar, because we were all these years, 70 plus years, we were dealing with the conventional education system. Conventional education system has its own advantages, because it's a classroom interaction with the teacher, interaction with the students, and the student will express his own concerns and doubts and all other things, and teacher will be in a position to gauge the mood of the students, how he is receiving, how he is observing, and how is the receiving capacity of the students is in a position to do. But the situation is forcing us, and this may not be possible continuously. We may, at least partial portion of the education in the academic year, we have to switch over to the digital mode, because there are many problems. Social distancing is a major problem in this country, and the classroom strength, if it is 60, is 60 well packed in the classroom. Now I think we cannot have the 60 students in the classroom, and we have to shift them into 2 classrooms. In such situations, and we can cut down the syllabus, and core areas can be taught in the classroom. The remaining can be through the webinar or web system or digital mode. The students can learn. There are web-based education system portals are available. Students can learn from them. Today, the whole world is on online. Everything is going on online. Everything we are discussing it, and University Grants Commission is trying to parents, teachers, and all other things. So University Grants Commission started eVidya. State-wise, sect-wise portals have been started. So University Grants Commission also started Swayam portal, the world's largest portal, and National Digital Library. And University Grants Commission is thinking in terms of allowing well equipped already. We have started several portals, Swayam portal, ePathshala, MOOCs. MOOCs is a very good portal for all the students. Any student, anywhere, anytime, he can join in any course. There is no financial implication for the students to join the MOOC course. Now it is becoming day by day popular. So as I said, we have started with the conventional education system, and we have moved to the even parallelly we have started the open university system, then digital mode of education. Through the open distance learning also, which was initiated by the University Grants Commission, that also online mode we have started. Not only in conventional mode, even that also is in online mode. We have started, and these are the facilities available for the students throughout the country. I request all of them to use whichever portal you like. Even Government of India also started for each class one DD portal, DD channel. That is going to come into effect very soon, and students can access the any channel in whichever class is there. For each class one channel they are starting. So University Grants Commission with the support of the Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development, Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, and we are taking up the education through the online system in a bigger way. As a teacher, we have, at this crucial juncture, we have more and more responsibilities on our shoulders. Education should awaken the young minds. That we should keep in our mind. That shouldn't burden the students. Education is not mechanical. We are not dealing with the machines. We are dealing with the minds. That we have to keep in our mind, my dear friends. Teacher must understand their minds, the students' mind, their worries and their doubts, whatever doubts they have in their mind. So, friends, as a teacher, we have to work together, redefine the relation between the teacher and student. Healing touch, not uploading the minds of the student, that is the need of the hour. See, students shouldn't feel that I have been overburdened and how to learn all these things. And at this juncture, especially when we are not in a position to meet face to face and personal interaction is not possible, and we should be in a position to think in terms of, and whatever we are doing, that should my mind is burdened, I'm unable to bear it. That situation we shouldn't create. A teacher should see beyond the official curriculum. That is a very, very important. Everybody is asking, sir, how to finish the earlier academic year syllabus and how to go forward. If we do not start in the month of the June, what is going to happen? Nothing will happen, my dear friends. University Grants Commission, taking cognizance of the situation, already decided instead of June or July, the academic year will be going to begin for the seniors in the month of August, for the juniors, the freshers, it will be in the month of September. And if any problem is there, and we can work out on it regarding the syllabus, regarding the completion of the classes, regarding conducting the examination, all these things we can take care of. There are many ways. For example, if any institution is functioning for 5 days, it can work for the 6 days. That is not an issue. If the institution already is functioning for 6 days, and we can cut down the, we can increase the working hours, and we can cut down the holidays, whatever is there, and we can complete the syllabus. The students and parents, that you need not be worried about the completion of the syllabus, conducting of examinations, declaring the results. All these things you will decide. Nothing is going to harm. Nothing is going to harm. So my request to the teachers is, a teacher should look behind the curriculum and whatever curriculum we have decided. It is not about the completing syllabus at this juncture. That is very, very important. Don't be in a hurry how to complete the syllabus. The art of living is very, very important. You events at this juncture, it doesn't matter. For example, World War One, who were the allies, who were the opposing group. World War Two, collapse of Mughal Empire. Where it matters, you tell me. You will learn tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Next year you will learn. So you don't force the student. You have to memorize all those things. Then only you will be a full-fledged student and you will be perfect. All that is. It is not going to create any harm if they do not memorize all such things, and be practical and be human and try to understand the mindset of the student and the environment in which we are living. That we have to proceed, and next academic year, if possible, as per the schedule, may start from the August 1st and September 1st as per the UGC guidelines. If any unwarranted situation, if the pandemic blows like any other thing, we can't say anything, but University Grants Commission, MHRD, all the universities, all the education institutions are equipped with the any eventuality which may come between us, and we are ready for it. But I advise the parents and students at this juncture, don't be under the confusion, don't be under the uncertain situation. Even the students, those who are in a final year, for example, in the technical education students, those who are in BTech, they mostly try to go to America, try to go to other European countries to pursue their higher education. My dear friends, just think of it. In one of the webinars, one faculty member asked me, sir, how to take admission in the abroad. The whole world is collapsed. How can you expect the taking admissions? That is a major question before us. The whole entire United States of America is collapsed. More than 1 lakh casualties in America, more than 30-40 lakhs affected people are there. The America is shaking now. Entire Europe is shaking now. And don't be under panic situation. My dear friends, for your information, Cambridge University for the 2021 academic year, they already announced that their education will be only online. So there will be various measures will be coming out, these solutions will be coming out, nothing to worry. And that's what we have to go forward and move forward, and without any confusion, without any hesitation. And we, as a great nation, 130 crores population, I already said in the beginning that more than 40, equivalent to more than 40 nations. We have a very good Prime Minister. Really, we all should salute the Honorable Prime Minister when he declared the lockdown, took into the confidence of the 130 crores population into fold. And with the inclusive method, all the people are supporting the lockdown, and we are successful all this year. And with the cooperation of the people of this country, definitely we will overcome the whatever pandemic crisis the whole world is facing. And really we are fortunate under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we are moving forward, and definitely there won't be any problems. And whatever crisis, whatever problems we are thinking right now, they will be solved very soon. You need not worry, and interact with your teachers, interact with the other friends, and don't keep everything, all the doubts in your mind, and don't be under confusion, and don't feel that how to forward is a major challenge before. That is not at all a challenge, my dear friends. We will go forward, nothing will happen. There are many ways to come out of the pandemic situation. And with these few words, I'll close. I request the participants to raise the questions, whatever doubts you have, whatever observations you feel, and whatever you want, I'm ready to answer all of them. Thank you. Thank you, Nageshwara Garu, for giving me an opportunity.